it's Jessica Collins here from flashfittrainer.com, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my process for transitioning from work to home life when you work at home, because I work at home, my daughter is here, she has a babysitter, and my son comes home from work, and it's kind of like one fades right into the other every day. And so I had to come up with a few ways to make this work where I didn't feel like I was in work mode going into my time with my kids, or going into play mode when I'm supposed to be working. So my first thing I do is I definitely have a set plan for each day and a set time to work. And I developed this before I even left corporate. I sat down and put together a plan for my work time before I even left, because I wanted to make sure that when I started that I had a set plan and that I knew what I was going to do every day, and I had the time and I had everything covered. So that was the first thing that I did. I have a couple hours in the morning, about 6 to 8, where I do some work and some things for my business. Then from about 8 to 9:30 or so, I work out and shower and all that kind of stuff. And by 9:30, my sitter, or well, it's more like 10 usually, but my sitter is here, and it's usually my mom or sister, and they take my daughter. And then I have several hours there to work, and I come out for lunch break, and you know, whenever my daughter needs me, she can come in and get a kiss if she hurts herself or whatever. So that really helps a lot to have a set schedule and to book that time to work. Otherwise, you're gonna start doing laundry and dishes and bills and all that kind of stuff if you don't have your set work time, just like you would if you went into a normal job. The second thing I did was I made sure I had dedicated space to work. Now, it's very it's flexible where I work. I can work in our spare guest room. I can work in my office, in my bed if I wanted to, at the dining room table. But I have a desk, and I have all my connections and everything that I need at my desk. So I have a dedicated work spot. What I want to tell you is, if you start working in your bed or mostly your bed, okay? You start working in there, it's really hard to separate sleep from work. And it's really hard to get motivated to work when you're laying there comfy. Now, I'm not saying don't ever do it, but I'm saying don't make a habit of it, because it's gonna affect your sleep and it's gonna affect your work. So I would have a dedicated spot. It doesn't have to be its own office, but somewhere where you can work. And my office is that way, right outside the door, and I have a door on there, so my daughter isn't running in and out. I'm not being interrupted while I'm working, and like when I'm taking calls, I have that privacy, and there's a lock on it too. I usually don't lock it, but if I need to, it's there. And sometimes I work on the back porch when it's nice out. I mean, that's the perks of working for yourself. It's amazing. I love that when the sun is out, to be able to work out there. So that's the next thing. You need to have a dedicated work spot, a place where your mind goes, okay, it's work time. Not sleep time, not playtime, it's work time. And a space where you can plug in your laptop, you have everything you need, your notebooks and everything within reach, so you don't have to stop and go find things, or so you're not disjointed around the house. The next thing I do, and I've been trying to practice this more and more lately, because I only do it sometimes and I really should do it every day, is a transition ritual between work and home life. And what I like to do is I like to lay on my bed and take 10 deep, full, restorative breaths and just let my mind go, okay, I'm letting go of work and I'm coming into home life. And I just let my brain process that for 10 full deep breaths. That takes a couple minutes, and it lets me get into the space where, okay, dinner play with the kids, watch a movie, whatever we're gonna do that night. That's what I'm starting to focus on, and I'm letting all the work that I've just done pass by and go into tomorrow. I'm not gonna worry about that anymore. So it's just very simple. It's super simple. Take 10 deep breaths. How simple could it be, right? But it's so effective, because otherwise, if I jump from my desk to where the kids are and I don't take any time in between, I have not let go of work, and I'm still thinking about it, and I'm still thinking, oh, maybe I'll sneak back in and get some more done. And it really affects my time with my kids, because I'm thinking about it too much. I don't want to think about it. And it's not like before, when I had like it was almost a half an hour drive home, where I was able to come back, I was able to use that half-hour drive to just think through things, and a lot of times I came up with ideas, but I was able to let work go and come into home life for that drive, and now I don't have that. And so I needed some way to break up the day so it wasn't all melding together. Otherwise, like I said, you're thinking about work when you should be playing, or thinking about playing while you should be working. So those are my tips for transitioning. Oh, one more thing. I set boundaries on my work time as well. Now, I've had a few people call me or try to distract me while I'm working, and I've, without being rude, set boundaries around that, where, okay, if somebody calls me, I might text back, hey, can't talk right now, I'm working, I'll call you back later. Or sometimes my mom and sister come over and I have to excuse myself and get to work before I get caught up in conversation, and then an hour goes by and I've lost an hour of work time. So that's another thing. You have to put these boundaries around your work time and protect it. Otherwise, it's really easy to let phone calls and appointments and everything interrupt your time. So those are my tips, and I hope this helps you, and I hope this helps you make that transition from work to home when you work at home, because it's really important to keep those areas separate. I mean, sometimes I come back to work after the kids are in bed, but I really want to keep those things separate, where I want to be completely focused on work when I'm at work, and I want to be completely focused on my kids when I'm with my kids, or we're eating dinner, or we're doing other activities at night. I don't like those to be all mixed and mingled in my head. It makes me crabby. It makes me hard to be around. And so that's why I do these things. And I hope this helps you. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I will link to below. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the red subscribe button for more freelance tips. All right, that'll do it. Hop on over to flashfittrainer.com.